Hi, everybody. Ezra Levant here on a very windy but sunny day in London. I just got back from Bedforshire where I was interviewing Tommy Robinson about his latest interaction with police. Long story short, he was released by police after they viewed the surveillance footage of an incident last week in St. Pancras train station where a thug assaulted Tommy. Tommy tried to retreat and get away, but the man persisted. Tommy responded in self-defense. Down went the man. It all became clear to police that this was not an offense on Tommy's part. In fact, it was an assault on the part of the thug. So Tommy was free to go, which I think it had stressed him out greatly, because if you are actually prosecuted and convicted of assault causing grievous bodily harm, I think that's the phrase they use here in London, that could be up to 16 years in prison. And Tommy just got out of solitary confinement where he had been for 7 months, so he was quite stressed about it. But he's not completely in the clear yet. Police could change their mind, but I think that the closed circuit TV was pretty dispositive. Anyways, very interesting conversation with him, and we'll put that up probably within the next half hour on YouTube. But I was surprised. So Tommy was done with the police for what happened in the transit system. He was released by them at 1 a.m. But I didn't know this. There was a second police force there, the London police force called the Met Police. The first, I think, was the train police or something. The Met Police served Tommy with 3 legal notices that they are pursuing him, or at least investigating him, for crimes related to Twitter. Or X, as it is now called. Tommy made 3 X posts, one of them a year ago, all of which were completely normal conservative type politics. Now, I should be more precise here. Tommy himself didn't post them. They were posted by an administrator of Tommy's account. But Tommy's the one being investigated. That's not the important point. The important point are these are just regular, some of them are a little bit feisty, but none of them were calls for violence or anything a million miles away. It was just criticism. One of them, I'll give you an example. One of them was a school in London where not a single student had their first language being English. So there's an entire school where it is all foreigners. And that's quite something. That's a statement about the state of the United Kingdom today, of mass immigration, of the rapid pace of the change of culture. There's a lot to think about there. Here, I'll let you hear it from Tommy himself in the interview. But what was fascinating to me is Tommy was just quoting from a large newspaper called the Daily Mail. And the police pressed him and said, well, they're licensed journalists. Are you? As if the police would decide who is allowed to and not allowed to have certain opinions. There's this meme on the internet of British police smashing into someone's home saying, "Oi, mate, where's your blogging license?" I'm sorry, my accent is terrible, but it's a joke, right? Where's your license to blog? That meme has become true. Tommy Robinson was tweeting something that the Daily Mail had published, and the police literally said to him, "You're not licensed like they are. You are having unlicensed thoughts. You're saying unlicensed words." And they were dead serious. And by the way, these were not non-crime hate incidents. These would be crimes. These are real offenses. I thought I was going to talk to Tommy about this train station incident, and I did. But then he surprised me. They kept him there for 2 hours. And according to the Times of London, literally every day, 30 people are arrested by police for social media offenses. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, they talked to the UK about the state of freedom of speech, and the Prime Minister here, Keir Starmer, lies and says free speech is strong.
Free speech today.
Well, free speech is very important. I don't know if you're referring to any place in particular. Perhaps they are, but
we've had free speech for a very, very long time here, so we're very proud about that.
Here is a case of Tommy Robinson who is being investigated for a crime because he was remarking on a school where not a single child was born in the UK. Anyways, I'm giving it away here. Watch the full interview. It'll be up on our YouTube channel not too long after this. I just wanted to tell you what an interesting day it was. And if you have time, you really should watch the interview. The number one thing I picked up from Tommy was relief. He was just plain old relieved that he wasn't heading back to prison at the hands of the state. By the way, it's also crystal clear now that the September 13th rally called Unite the Kingdom, Tommy's huge free speech rally, will continue as planned. That's what I was worried about. I thought police were going to try and find any excuse to take him off the street and to cancel that rally. It is all systems go. And by the way, I'll be there giving a bit of a speech. Anyways, tune in shortly for that feature interview with my friend Tommy Robinson. Cheers.